Honorable Benjamin Zikora, please, at this point, I'm inviting you to really tell us why we are here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. MC, for your kind words. I observe that you didn't have any economy of words. Wow, what a beautiful crowd. Everybody is well put together, looking mighty well. Of course, it's not a fashion magazine, and it would have been very, very, very disappointing if people showed up there without looking their best. Fashion is a personal business. Fashion is a behavior. Fashion is your mannerisms. Oftentimes people think fashion is just going to a boutique or going to a department store to purchase an apparel, or to call up a haberdasher to do certain things for you particularly. But fashion is much more than that. Fashion is a speech. Fashion is an interaction. Fashion is style, way of life. Fashion is much more than we think. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do this rather swiftly, but let me just, by show of hand, who loves change? Just by show of hand. Don't lie, we all know what change can do. Change can cause you some problems. It can be uncomfortable. It can discomfort you. It could frighten you. But change, nonetheless, could also make you grow. Change. Therefore, I'm going to caption my little talk this evening with change, comma, I am because you are. Change. And to bring it home, I'm going to give one anecdote, just a story. And then I'm going to tie it all together to allow you to appreciate what this young man has been able to achieve in the shortest time possible. It's only been 2 years or 3 years since he began his sojourn in America. Many centuries ago, a 30-year-old man was about to have his birthday, but he was very despondent, extremely down on himself, depressed, in a major funk. And his wife, beautiful wife, compassionate wife, supportive wife, didn't know exactly why he had grown very despondent. So the wife asked him, why? What is troubling you? He said, well, I'm 30 years old. I have not achieved anything. My life has not amounted to a total of something. It has all gone bad. And his wife said, so what do you think will fix your life? What do you think will make you happy? And his wife ascertained that he wanted to be a businessman. He wanted to become entrepreneurial. He wanted to make some money. And in doing so, the wife said, so what are we going to do? He said, well, I'm going to gather all my savings. I'm going to create a business and see if I could ride it to victory. He intended to make a profit because he thought the profit was better than the wage. So he started a business. Worked rather assiduously to make the business succeed, but unfortunately, 1 year later, the business failed. and failed woefully. And he didn't know what to do. This time around, he had grown to be 31. So his wife said, so we've spent all the money, all the savings, so what are we going to do? What do you think exactly will make you happy? How do you think you could fix your life? And he said, well, I'm going to try again. So his wife said, well, we don't have money. We are down and out. You can't start a business without money. So his wife suggested, let's go get a loan. Borrow from friends, borrow from the banks, and go at it again. And they did. And he worked even harder than he did before. Again, 1 year later, the business failed. This time around, his despondency had grown much larger. His depression had become unmanageable. He was totally at a dark place. But he had one thing going for him. He had a compassionate, loving, supportive wife. Not judgmental, because women see these things, they're rather intuitive. They can see what you don't see. The wife knew he had it in him, but for whatever reason he couldn't bring it home yet. And she was holding on because she knew it was resident somewhere in him. So the wife kept poking. So what do you think you're made of? What do you think? What are you good at? And he thought and told his wife, well, I think I'm a good communicator. I can talk. I'm a good negotiator. I can negotiate. And his wife said, okay, so why don't you pick up yourself and go to law school? He said, well, we don't have money. I can't pay for law school. The wife said, all right, let's put our monies together, go buy law books, study law at home, write bar exams and see if you could pass. And he did. Fortunately, he passed. Then he hung his shingles up and began the practice of law. Not long after he began the law practice, he failed at that too. Then one day, a couple of friends showed up and suggested to him, why don't you try politics? Since you're a good communicator and you're a good negotiator, perhaps politics might be a good redemption. So he said, all right, gathered himself together, enrolled to run for office. And then, luckily, he won. 2 years later, they approached him again, a few friends, and said, why don't you try your hands at a bigger office? He did, and he won. Wow. So he's had 3 losses, 3 failures, and then 2 successes. And they approached him a 3rd time and said, why don't you run for the biggest office in the land, the presidency of the United States? And he did and wrestled the nomination of the Republican Party and ultimately became the president of the United States. This man had failed at everything and failed his way to the presidency of the United States. He was President Abraham Lincoln, and went on to become the greatest president this country had ever known. The things he did, humanity is still enjoying today. And that is exactly why Bongo has showed up on this soil to do exactly what he's beginning to do. Ladies and gentlemen, you have not heard the last of this young man because I don't know his particular stories. A few short years ago, I was relaxing. I went to church and came back. I wanted to eat some food. And I was at Abuja restaurant, relaxing to get some food. He walked in, impeccably put together, with his cufflinks, very impressionable, very well behaved, very well mannered. And I thought he exemplified and exuded fashion at its foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, I then became acquainted with him. We exchanged numbers. A few months later, he approached me and told me that he was looking to do a magazine. I said, wow, what a vision. What a vision. Bold vision. Very bold. Very ambitious. Indeed, audacious. But I knew he could pull it off because he had it in him. Sometimes we have quite confidence, quite esteem. You don't make noise, you just go about your business and do what you do. After we had that conversation 2 years ago, I thought that was the end of it. And a few short months ago, he approached me again at Abuja. It looks like Abuja is the meeting point where great things are envisioned and carried out. And he said that that magazine he spoke about has become a reality, and that he was looking to launch the magazine tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I chose as my title, Change, comma, I am because you are. Bongo did not get here by himself. Let's get into the magazine itself. The magazine is going to be doing a lot of great things. It is properly segmented. There is fashion, there is entertainment. Just like other magazines that began as fashion magazine, it turned out to do a lot more things more than fashion. This magazine is going to inform a lot of people things about fashion, how to, how not to, what to do, what not to do. More importantly, it is going to inform all of us. It's a gem in this community. We're going to use the magazine to further our agendas, all of us. And then there is the television, the gossip television. That television is going to serve a very, very important role in this community. A lot of gossips, a lot of chatter, a lot of destructions of people. Perhaps people will watch what they say because you never know who is listening. The person listening might be an ICT or gossip television team, but it's going to overall and aggregately do a great job. That is the magazine. And we're going to unveil the magazine in a few short seconds. And to do so, I would like to introduce a man. He's been introduced, but I don't think that introduction quite captures the man. He is a quiet soldier. He's been soldiering for a very, very long while in this community. A philanthropist, a hard worker. I am calling on Sir Clem to please join me. I'd like to present for the very first time anywhere this magazine. And with me is the chief launcher of the magazine. It is not by accident that he was chosen to be the chief launcher. Bongo has tremendous respect for him. We all do have respect for him. He has led Isana organization and led them admirably. When they couldn't do, he did with his own finances. He doesn't need any introduction. Everybody here knows him. But let's do justice to this. I'd like to invite all the still cameras to please come forward, and we can turn on the light. Take this up, and slowly, 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 slowly drop this. Ladies and gentlemen, isee Magazine. Isee Magazine. Stand up, make noise, shout. Isee Magazine. Isee Magazine. Fondly called Bongo. Bongo, you have outdone yourself. You have outdone yourself. You have outdone yourself. You have outdone yourself. Congratulations. Congratulations.
down, down. I'ma push on down. Sexy body down, down. Baby down, baby down. You love to when you down, and you when you put down. Oh my baby down, down.